Welcome to this explainer. While digging into a mountain of data on car reliability, a really fascinating trend popped up. If you're on the hunt for the absolute most reliable, most comfortable, and quite frankly, most senior-friendly SUVs out there, well, the best options aren't actually sitting under the bright lights of a new car showroom. Nope, they're already waiting out there on used car lots, and they are going for an absolute fraction of the price.
I mean, think about it for a second. Do you really need a brand new SUV to get ultimate reliability? We kind of have this baked-in assumption that newer automatically equals better. But today, we're completely challenging that. We're going to look at used SUVs that were genuinely engineered to go the distance, saving you a ton of cash and, honestly, avoiding massive future headaches.
It's a pretty stark contrast when you put them side by side. Brand new SUVs, they're loaded to the brim with super complex electronics, eye-watering price tags, and what we in the industry call early adoption risks. It basically makes buyers high-paying beta testers. On the flip side, Bulletproof used SUVs are beautifully simple. They cost a fraction of the price, and honestly, their mechanical architecture is often just built way better than what's rolling off the assembly lines today.
Okay, let's dive into this. What exactly makes an SUV bulletproof and senior-friendly? Well, we have 4 very strict criteria today. 1, easy entry and exit. 2, beautifully simple controls. 3, highly dependable engines. And 4, traditional automatic transmissions. If a vehicle doesn't check all 4 of these boxes, it is absolutely not making our list today.
Section 1. Underrated and over-engineered. These are the diamonds hiding in plain sight. Starting us off is the Toyota Venza. Honestly, this is the ultimate underrated value play. A lot of people completely forgot this vehicle even existed because, well, it kind of had that wagon-like styling. But here is the massive secret. It sits on the exact same proven platform as the legendary Camry and Highlander. Because buyers originally passed on the styling, there's super low competition on the used market right now. That means you get incredibly low prices for a genuine 100,000-mile-plus vehicle. A brilliant example of why this car works so well is this concept of sliding in horizontally. The 2013 to 2015 Venza has an entry height that just shows sheer ergonomic empathy. You don't have to step high up into it, and you definitely don't have to crouch way down. You literally just comfortably slide right in. For older drivers, or honestly anyone dealing with hip or knee limitations, this design is an absolute game changer. Moving on to the Honda CR-V, there's a massive number I want you to note here, 90 degrees. The doors on this specific generation open a full, extremely wide 90 degrees. If you're using a walker, or maybe transitioning from a wheelchair, or hey, even if you just don't move as nimbly as you used to, this is a massive quality of life feature. It makes getting in and out remarkably safe and just so much easier. And under the hood of that CR-V is something mechanical purists absolutely love, a naturally aspirated engine. Now, what does that actually mean? It simply means the engine breathes normal air without using a complex turbocharger. And why does that matter to us? Well, no turbo means zero added complexity and a significantly longer lifespan. The 2014 to 2016 CR-V uses Honda's 2.4-liter K-Series engine. It's a famously overbuilt powerhouse that's essentially destined to hit 200,000 miles. So the absolutely crucial point here is knowing exactly which years to buy. You want that 2014 to 2016 2.4-liter engine with its super simple port injection. And listen to me on this, you absolutely must avoid the later models that switch to a 1.5-liter turbo. Those newer turbo engines had a very well-documented oil dilution issue in cold climates, where gas literally contaminated the oil. Just stick to 2016 and earlier naturally aspirated models and you will have true peace of mind. Next up, we have the Mazda CX-5, and it comes with some fantastic third-party validation straight from AARP. They specifically praise it for having physical knobs for volume and climate. Actual knobs you can turn without looking. This is just brilliant, senior-friendly design. Real knobs are incredibly helpful if you have low-light vision issues. Plus, mechanically speaking, a physical dial is just one less frustrating touchscreen menu that's going to break as the car ages. And what's actually powering that Mazda? The Skyactiv G engine. Well, every other automaker out there was slapping fragile turbos onto their engines to get better gas mileage. Mazda just increased the compression ratio. You get the fuel efficiency, but without the turbo. Pair that with a super traditional 6-speed automatic transmission, which, by the way, handles heat and heavy use far better than those complex, continuously variable transmissions, and you've got a total winner. If you target the 2017 and newer models, you'll also get vastly improved cabin quietness. Section 2. Champions of longevity. These are the cars that hit the reset button on dependability. Tracing the Acura RDX's path to dependability is actually a really interesting story. In their previous generations, Acura experimented with a turbo four-cylinder, and frankly, it completely failed the reliability test. So what did they do for the 2016 to 2018 models? They completely backtracked. They brought back the naturally aspirated V6 and a traditional automatic. They basically hit the reset button on dependability. Because of that, you get this beautiful, quiet luxury experience, complete with memory seats for you and your spouse for well under 20 grand today. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how Subaru finally tackled their biggest historical demon. Older Subaru Outbacks were basically infamous for head gasket failures. But starting in 2015, they introduced a multi-layer steel gasket fix, and they essentially solved the problem entirely. So by specifically targeting 2015 and newer Outbacks, you completely shift your purchase target to a highly reliable, totally worry-free vehicle. And let me tell you, the perks of the Outback for older drivers are just phenomenal. Because it actually drives like a lower sedan, it is incredibly easy to maneuver in tight parking lots. Plus, it features wonderfully thin roof pillars, which gives you excellent sightlines and really great outward visibility. Oh, and it comes standard with Subaru's EyeSight system, giving you super smooth adaptive cruise control and incredibly effective pre-collision braking. Now, if you need a little more space, let me introduce you to the 2013 to 2016 Toyota Highlander. This is the absolute ultimate three-row solution. The brilliance of this vehicle is that it delivers legendary Camry-level dependability, but in a much larger package. It completely dodges that modern trap of being built on a heavy, clunky truck frame, and it completely avoids all the long-term compromises of complex transmissions. The Highlander's highlights definitely go way beyond just having extra space. Believe it or not, it shares major mechanical components with the luxury Lexus RX 350. That means replacement parts are super affordable and the ride is exceptionally smooth. And despite being a larger SUV, it has a wonderfully low step-in sill for its class. Pair that low sill with the really solid grab handles they installed, and it becomes perfectly manageable and safe for grandparents and grandkids alike to climb in and out of. Section 3. The top two heavyweights. This is the absolute peak of the Bulletproof used SUV market. Coming in at number 2 is the 2015 to 2018 Toyota RAV4. Listen, within the highly critical Toyota enthusiast community, this specific generation is considered the literal definition of a bulletproof used car. The 2.5-liter engine and conventional automatic were meticulously designed for longevity over performance. Now, there is one minor trade-off. You might get a little bit of highway noise, but for this astronomical level of reliability, it is absolutely incredibly worth it. A defining feature of this RAV4 is its 27-inch seat height. It provides that absolute ideal horizontal slide-in height we were talking about earlier. And when you pair that 27-inch seat height with exceptionally light steering, man, navigating those tight, super stressful grocery store parking lots becomes completely effortless. And here it is. Number 1, the absolute undisputed gold standard, the 2013 to 2015 Lexus RX 350. Its 3.5-liter V6 and traditional automatic transmission have been relentlessly engineered, refined, and field-tested over multiple decades. Honestly, it is genuinely remarkably difficult to break this vehicle. And this brilliantly illustrates why the RX 350 is the gold standard. Starting in 2013, they fixed an early water pump issue which effectively removed its only real flaw. Inside, the cabin gives you that luxury hotel quiet isolation. The driving position is set at this absolutely perfect chair height, and the physical controls are highly contrasted, making them incredibly easy to read and use. With just basic maintenance, this SUV has a clear, highly realistic path to 200,000 miles. It completely justifies the premium price tag. Okay, to make this super easy for you, here is a sweet spot years map. Go ahead and grab a quick screenshot of this to keep on your phone. It lays out the exact manufacturing years and the key features you want to look for when you're out hunting on the lots. Having this exact timeline is basically your secret weapon to finding a truly bulletproof vehicle, completely removing all the guesswork. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final thought. Which of these bulletproof features actually matters the most to your daily life? Is it those massive 90-degree doors, the super simple physical knobs, or maybe the peace of mind of a naturally aspirated engine? Let me know down in the comments. And remember, you really don't need a brand new car for peace of mind. The absolute perfect, reliable SUV is out there waiting for you on a used lot right now. Thanks so much for learning with me today.